good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. It's going to be a fun one. Boom. Because today we're taking a look, finally, at Stellarvox by Igor Vasiliev. It is an ambient reverb space designer, and it is the bee's knees. We're going to look at it now. Let's go. Hello. Welcome to the show. I hope you're all doing good. My name's Jade. This is How to App on iOS. Welcome to our Wart Warriors. You too can become a Wart Warrior by clicking the join button down below or clicking the link that is probably going to be provided in the chat by Thomas Christ, or whoever's fast enough. Or there's this very same link in the description if you're on a mobile device and you want to join. Good stuff. You're all doing well today. I'm doing well. I'm excited. I'm good. The walk was supposed to take place today. I was supposed to get up and go after this and go for a walk, but it's a little bit overcast, and it's going to be 31 degrees Celsius here today. And you know what? I'm cool about going out in 31 degrees Celsius weather, but I don't want to go and film when it's overcast because it looks yuck. It looks yuck. It looks yuck. Tomorrow it's going to be 31 as well, but it's going to be sunny. And you know what? I'd rather go outside in the stinking, hot, beautiful, disgusting heat tomorrow than stay here in this apartment, in this studio that'll probably be about 40 degrees. So we're going to go out and film tomorrow back at the Plenty Gorge Park. The other side of it, and boy, have I mapped out a walk tomorrow. Whoa, it's going to be cool. I reckon there's going to be so many kangaroos. It's going to be amazing. Anyway, let's say hello to you all. Get into the show, yeah. Jim Shannon's in the house. Boom, Charlie Gabolden's here. How do? Leela is in the house, who just had a rad show just then. And, not really. I don't think so. It's up to, it looks, photography subjective. For my videos, they're not. So, it's not photography anyway, it's sort of videos. So what else we got? Ed is here in the house. We got Pookie Ann, of course. Pookie Ann. Boom. Chad Freeman, hello to you. Thomas Christ is banging the Patreon. Hey, if you want to join the Patreon, what we do every week is I master your music. And we do app giveaways as well. And today's app is no different. This will be on the wheel. Going into this weekend's Patreon, which is Saturday, US, UK. This time, the Patreon, it happens every week, and we master people's songs. It's a whole rollicking good time. Nudity happens on it, and then I have to go back and censor it all out. Chris Lane Sr., did I say hi to you? I can't remember. Mixed clubs happening here in the house. Brad Example I saw further up the top. Greg O'Sullivan, g'day, g'day. Ali is here. Hello, Ali. I'm scrolling up now, trying to find everyone. Mixed Club, I got you. I think I got everybody here. Boom, we're rocking and rolling. All right. So, yeah, there's no join for the iPad. It's just a link, Ed. It's just a... Mars Capone's in the house. Boom. Today's featured artist is pinned to the top of the chat. It is Hypnotic Transmissions. Jonathan, who is an awesome musician, and he's got a whole bunch. There's a Bandcamp link there if you like his music. It's very soundscapey. It's very much in the vein of what we're going to be doing today. So I try and pick an artist that's going to work with the app that we're doing, kind of thing. So we'll close the show today with a little bit of Hypnotic Transmissions, and we'll hypnotize you all. Alrighty, so. Now, it's a big day because it's an Igor or Igor, whatever you like to say. I'm Australian. I say Igor. It's a thing, whatever. You know who I'm talking. Igor Vasiliev. When his apps come out, I get super excited because he's one of my favorite developers and his apps are very far and few between. But when they do come out, man, are they rocking? They sure are. They're rad. And this one's no different. Yes, I can probably hear you going, another reverb app? Why do I need another reverb app? This is not a reverb app. This is a hybrid reverb space designer. It's not just a reverb app. It's something else completely different. and it's a beautiful thing. We are going to do the thing and go over to thebeatcommunity.com and take a look at what's new over here, because Back Pullover have updated Electro Gene. I don't have this, so that's interesting to go look at. Jan May has released 3 free apps here. So Cab ML, JAmp Doubler, and JAmp IR. All these are free apparently. So these are all out now. You can go grab them. Just look up Jan Mays under developers in the iOS store, and you should be able to find them. Let's do a quick click and show you if you get lost. So they are free. There's one of them. I've already got them. I just haven't downloaded them onto this iPad. What is this one? It's a CabML standalone app or an AUV3, provides a neural network for impulse response generation. Right? Impulse responses. We all love a good impulse response. So Jan also released JAmp 8100. I reviewed that a while back too. Nice little amp. Nice little guitar amp. A Marshall 900 clone, which was pretty bugging. Then we also got this one. This is free, JAmp IR. So this is an IR loader, it looks like. 2 impulse responses can be mixed. There you go. So if you're a metalhead or a little bit of a guitar head, go grab these. They're free. I can't see like an in-app purchase. Maybe there is once you open it up. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to open it up because I only just woke up in the morning. What else is here? Red Shrike is on offer for a while. EG Nodes had a huge update. Let's OJ over here, see if there's any price drops that matter. Or not matter, just have updated since yesterday. Music Smart, Linear Notes, no idea. Reels is on sale. Reels on sale, great app from, I think it's had a huge update as well. Timbre from GSI has had an update. Is that who it's from? Yes. That's had an update as well, and it's on sale. Chameleon, MIDI Strummer, which I'm going to be using in today's demo. Egoist is now free with an in-app purchase. It used to be $29. Now it's free with an in-app purchase. VHS, stuff like that. Let's OJ today. We're looking at Stellarvox. Misleading kind of name, right? Misleading because I see there's been 3 apps this last week. We had Bleece Vox, yeah. Now we got Stellarvox, and tomorrow we're looking at Xvox. There's been a lot of Voxes going around the last week. Bit misleading because where's the Vox? But you can use it on Vox, and we're going to be doing that today. Wicked stuff. It is a grand total of $11.99 US, about the same price UK. In British poundaroos, probably 12, something like that. It's worth it. It's a banger. All right, are we ready to take a look? When we get to the halfway point of the show, we'll jump in and do the ad, and I'll show you what's coming up on the show. Hello, Hugh Caldwell. He's just come in. Princess LDG's in house. Tremor Bear's here as well. The gang is all here. Thank you all for being here today. So before we dive in, I want to let you know, if you saw my opening hour this weekend, how I did an improvisation of a whole number of my songs with my acoustic guitar, and I let the acoustic guitar guide the songs. The spatial effects that I was using, the space designer, the reverb that was all over flooding my guitar was from Stellarvox that we're about to look at today. So it all came from this. Let's open a project. Let's make some sound, shall we? So this is a big project. We've got Bounce Bud, we've got Brain Bud. So if I want to change key at any time, we've got like a Spelldozer, Terra Pro, Strummer. We've got a Butter Synth. What else do we have? We've got another Piano Tech on the end there, and they're all running versions of Stellarvox. And the BPM is set to 36. So this is a very slow project. Shall we kick it off? Let's do it. I'll mute myself. just wow. Let me take out all of the Stellarvoxes and let you hear what's actually being played here. So these sounds are making that beautiful soundscape or sound design, whatever you want to call it, which in themselves are quite beautiful and random. And these are evolving sounds because this is all being controlled by these balls here with bounce bud. So it's continuously evolving. Great for evolving soundscapes, all this kind of stuff. I mean, we can go in and change the key. Just rad. All right, so that project's very easy to make here. What's going on, Pete? Nice to see you. So let's, I'm going to open another little project I made with this using a whole bunch of Igor's other apps. I think it's this one, Stellarvox. Hey, Michael Lanthi, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you. So this one we're running through here, Glitchscaper, which is another one of Igor's apps, and of course, one of my favorites, Glitchscaper, but one of my ultimate favorites here is Beat Cutter, an app that a lot of people don't know how to use. It's very hard. I have done a tutorial on this, and it is a very complicated app, but wow, what this does to sound. It chops it and destroys it and mangles it and turns it into amazing stuff. So I've got a copy of that. So I've got Glitchscaper running through Beat Cutter with a Stellarvox. We've got a Noises from Audio Thing running here. And of course, No Input Mixer, which is another Igor Vasiliev app. And if you don't know what Input Mixer is, basically it's a simulation of a mixing desk that feeds back through itself. So it's like taking the jack out of the back of your microphone back into a mixer and back through itself and creating feedback loops. And that's what this does. You can already see it's feeding back over here, creating all these feedback loops. So with something like Stellar on top of this is beautiful. Let's start it playing and we'll introduce Beat Cutter and Glitchscaper and it'll take a second to start working. Here we go. So if you've ever want to score a film, this is what you want right here. You want to do an Aliens trilogy? You got it right here. We'll introduce these slowly. I could just listen to this for days on end, and let me tell you, folks, I have been as well. All right, let's open up a project here where I can show you how to use this thing, because that's the most important thing. That's what we're here to do today. And I do have this, I think it's this one. This piano demo here. Yes, we do have a piano demo here for you. Nice. So we're just going to start on the piano today. And because it's nice and clear, it's a very simple instrument. You know, there's no frills to a piano. And you get to hear exactly how this thing works, because that's important. So we're going to open up piano here. Just going to remove this one from the mix. Set up my keyboard so it's connected. And there we go. We've got a basic piano sound here. This is the interface of Stellarvox. So you'll notice very similar to all of Igor's apps, has a very similar aesthetic. Except things like Beat Cutter have multiple pages, things like Glitchscape have multiple pages, input mixer, so you can see here this is input mixer. Again, very similar looking, but over here we have more pages and channels, where the difference is for this particular app is it's all on one page, right? So there's all on one page. The only time you're going to leave this page is to like maybe choose a preset here, or if you're going to go into the settings. So you've got some settings here as well, which we'll cover. All right. So what is this thing? Let's be clear about exactly what it is so you guys understand. This is a hybrid reverb. So think of it as two reverbs. A convolution reverb is the main reverb. That is this thing here. If you don't know what a convolution reverb is, it's think about it like a wave file. So it's like an IR file, an impulse response file. It comes as a waveform, and you load it up, and these things are created to capture the space of a room. They are a virtual capture of a reverb of a room, a canyon, a small room. So this is basically run by a convolution reverb, and that is this little wave file here. You can't import your own IRs, so don't get into that. But Igor has his own impulse response loader as well, so there's a separate app that does that. But it has a massive selection of convolution reverbs. It also has a secondary reverb, which is here called second. Now, this is just, it's not a standard reverb as such. It's more of a, what you would call it, an algorithmic, just an algorithmic reverb that adds textures and dimensions to the already tail that you create from the convolution reverb. Okay. All right, give me a sec. Hello, Matthias. Hope you're doing good. And Ron, Wolfstone Studio. All right. So first of all, if we have a look at this section here, you'll see down below here we have this L, E, F, and R. These little numbers down here with a letter at the beginning of them, yeah? So they represent, in order, absolutely 100% in order, these knobs over here. So L is size, the E is time, the F is distance, and I think is it the R that's, I better make sure. But those are the main readouts of the reflections and the actual convolution settings. Now, what you need to be aware of is this is very, very, very intensive on the CPU. All right. So whenever you change something, it's going to take a second. Don't expect it just to be like that. All right. And I'll show you right now. See this size dial when I turn it? See up the top, it says here calculating, and everything kind of it calculates and then it stops and then it's ready. It calculates and then it stops and it's ready. And you'll see slight changes to that convolution waveform up there as I change them. okay? So don't expect to be flicking through sound patches and it all sound right. It's going to stop and have to calculate these changes. I mean, you are basically, the app is giving you the power to go in and mess with a convolution IR file, right? So just be clear on that. It is very CPU intensive. If you got an older iPad, I wouldn't be trying to run 6 of them at the same time. Probably melt your iPad. That's an extreme thing. But you can see I've got 2 of them running here. I've got 3 of them running here and 2 pianos, and we're already at 34 DSP. All right, so no LFOs ain't going to do the thing. I wouldn't even bother trying to put an LFO on there. But you're not going to need to, all right? It's a beautiful thing. So now you have a selection, right, of convolution reverbs. Just give me a second. Where's my coffee, my friends? Where is my coffee? You have a selection of these here. So just to be clear, so the L, where are we? The L here, just let me move my mouse. Get it on the right place. L is the time of the early reflections. E is the final reflections time. F is the total number of reflections. And R is the, and these are the values that do not count, right? So just so you're clear there. Now, this hypercube, if I click on this, you are given a selection of reverb space geometry. So these are the geometries of the convolution: hypercube, temple, canyon, hanger, and tunnel. So you can change these out, okay? Plus, you also have underneath here, when I click on this, the actual, there we go. So you have a selection of types of reflections in here within the space, the timbral structure of each of these. And it's deep, airy, spacious, astral, radiant. These are all there for you to mess around with and create some interesting sounds. They all do very interesting things, and that's fantastic, right? The last section here is the wave file of the convolution reverb. So you can have it normal as it is. You can have it inverted, and when you have it inverted, it's like an inversion of the amplitude. It's not reversing it. It's just an inversion of the amplitude. Or you can reverse it. So you can make it completely reverse. So a large number of items here to create your spaces. This is your sound design section. All this down here is your sound design section. Of course, you've got the size of it. So now we're currently set to just a factory initial patch. If I hit a key here, there's not much going on because you can see everything's pretty much set to 0. Everything's kind of all down here, pointing down. So we're all at 0. Everything's good. If we bring up the size, let's just bring it up to about halfway. So you can already hear, just by doing that, we've got some reverb happening. We'll bring up the time as well, and we'll put it up a little bit higher. So the size is the size of the space, okay? The time is the reverberation time. So you can already hear that's got a lot more length. If we turn these both up full, now you see how it stopped there? Because it's calculating. You can start to hear we're getting that beautiful tail ring out. Nice little tail happening here. So underneath here is the distance, which is the distance between the sound source, the input signal, and the reverb output. So we can put distance between them. So the actual hitting of the key of the piano to the actual sound that is coming out, the reverb. So if we turn this up full, look what happens. Calculating. And then on the last section, we have a stereo width. So we can turn this up full just so you can hear, get a bit of stereo width on this. Calculating. Now we've got nothing else added, so this is all raw dogging at the moment. We'll bring the size back down a little bit. Let's mess around with a bunch of these. So we've got a temple. We'll change this, let it calculate. And you'll notice when you change these, watch what happens here with the wave file, how it actually spreads. If we do it again, go to Canyon. See how it gets a little bit wider out? We go to Hanger, further out again, and Tunnel. So we're actually manipulating. Look how far that is out now. Give it a sec. So this one's got a little bit more of a delay to it, right, before it actually kicks in. All right, so you get the idea with changing the actual the first section. Let's go into some of these because this is where things get really crazy. We've got things like whisper. We're going to go to whisper first, and they pretty much are what they say. Yeah, with each one, this is more of a whispery reflection. We'll change to massive. So you can hear a much more brutalized sound there. We'll go to esoteric. So much more distant. Let's bring in a astral. All right, let's take a look at this third one here. So we're going to go change this to an inverted. Now watch what happens when we invert this waveform. So you can actually see what it's done to the waveform as well. It's totally disrupted it here, and it breaks it up at the end here. So it's inverted it sonically. The exact term for it, I think, is, let me see. The result is spaces with a very smooth rise and slow decay of reflections, perhaps the most interesting mode for experimental ambient stuff. Gets all broken up at the end there. I love it. And then we can reverse this. So check out the reverse. Now you'll see it's changed into a complete reversal of the original waveform. So of course we can change the time of this. and the distance. Really beautiful stuff. So we bring this back to normal. We'll take this to a hanger. Now, all of the rest of these, which we're going to cover now, all have bypasses at the bottom. Everything has a bypass or a mute at the end, all right? So we can bypass this, and and it's nice they light up to let you know what's bypassed when you click on them. So now we're going to take a look at the tail. What does the tail do? So with the parameters of this section, you can make the reverb sound deeper or richer, and by adding reflections to the reverberation of this space model that we've chosen over here. So let's bring up the volume here with our tail, and you'll see what's going on there straight away. We've got a little marker here. That has added this length, this tail. And we're starting to build something nice here as well. So underneath the level of our tail, so this is the level of the reflections, and the decay is the position of the point on the impulse response waveform. So if we turn this up, you can see this is moving the decay along the waveform, right? As we turn up this decay, give it a second. And you're getting those long builds to the tail that's really, creating beautiful stuff there. We've gone past our halfway point. What are we, 38 minutes past? Let's run the ad. Bring my camera up. So remember 38. I'll remember 38. Have to run the ad. If you want to avoid the ad, which we run it every day halfway through, you can do that by becoming a YouTube Premium member or just doing the ad and dealing with it, if you even get served one. And while we're waiting for people to come back, let's let you know what's going on over here, because you'll notice, look at this. I have Xvox down here, which we're looking at tomorrow, folks. Xvox on the channel tomorrow. I don't think anyone's done a show on it yet for relating to iOS. There it is, Xvox. It's got a whopping price tag, my friends. It is $39.99, and let me tell you, it's worth it. It's pretty mad. $60 here in Australia. Ouch. The day after that, we are taking a look at the Riffler and Riffler Flow update. They've released a duet update, which makes the two apps, the mellow app work with the metal app, and they kind of combine, and it's pretty rad. And then on Thursday, at the end of this week, yes, there's no interview this week. We're doing a very, very special presentation of my theatre production, From Metal to Maternal. So hopefully you can come along and see that. Sponsored by DistroKid. If you're back now, welcome back. If you got served an ad. And here we are. So beautiful. No, Xvox is not. It is a Neuro Audio Make It. Jim, it's a PC app that has come to iOS. It is just insane. If you're a vocalist, you're going to want this app. It is it's good. So we've covered this, our tail and our decay. So also down here we have the attack and the decay down here. Now you can change this to logarithmic or linear, all right? Now, both of these you can change to logarithmic or linear. mean, listen to that. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So down here we have a whole bunch of options you can choose to how you would like your tail to sound. If you'd like it to sound dark or full or deep or light. If we choose light, you should hear the difference. Now, if we change it to something like mess, so there's not as much of it in there, but if we change this now to like a dark tone, it's just that bit moodier, that tail. So wonderful. So that's your tone section. Sorry, your tail section. Hello, Forest of the Wolf. Let's go over to our tone section. So the way the tone section works, this actually controls the tone of the reflection tail. So this adds frequencies and to the reflections of this tail. All right, so you can get in here and really create some interesting sounds with frequencies, and I mean this is spatial design at its finest, right? Now, for this to actually happen, you need to turn it on. You've got an off button down here, and these are the options you've got. I'm going to just turn it to tone 1, and we'll turn up. So straight away, you should be able to hear there that hollow sound that has just replaced the tail. Ooh. Let's turn up this tone, and you can see there's shows you how we're moving up the frequency spectrum. So it's creating almost like a feedback kind of frequency in there. Give it a sec. Really nice. And down here, you've got the choice to go tone 1, 2, or 3. If you add 3, this creates a combination of 3 tones in there. So let's try this. Give it a sec. So you can see that there's now, or here, there's now 3 tones in there. Oh. We can change the width of these frequencies, spread them out, and there's also a difference. So this difference knob here, this sets the this parameter change sets the difference between the start and end frequencies of the tail. Okay, so if we now you'll see what happens when we do this. So it will start at a low frequency if we do it like this and head up to a high frequency, or the opposite way. Let it calculate. Here it gets darker as it goes down. Now, while we're here, let's just take a step back for a second, because all of this can be controlled with a dry-wet mix. So if I turn this dry-wet mix down, we're just going to get a plain piano. And you can introduce this very slightly. Or you can turn it all the way up and let it take over. So now when I play my keys, this is all effect. fucking mint. Let's bring it back down. So that's a really nice way to create your ambient stuff. That's how you're going to go with creating your ambient stuff. You just bang it up full ball and you're good to go. So within our tones here, we have a whole bunch of different tones as well. When it's off, you'll lose those frequencies. So none of this will matter when it's off. You've got a tone 1, 2, and 3. As I said, you've got a cut. So the cut will cut. So you've got a low cut in there. Yeah, sorry, a high cut. You've got a low here. And you've got, sorry, a low, a high, and then you've got this vocalic. So this is like, it adds vowels to, it's kind of simulating vowels. Hear that? So really, really beautiful stuff. We'll leave this on tone 1. Jump over to the next one. You've also got modulation. So if you want to modulate the crap out of it, you can do this as well. If you want to turn on modulation, all you need to do is make sure this is turned on down here. Now we've got our modulation set. Let's just turn it up full blast so you can hear exactly what the modulation is doing. Of course, here's our amplitude, here's our frequency, and let's turn up our rate. Now you'll see straight away, see how that waveform changed and it's all gone little wobbly bits here, like an LFO. So you've got that LFO modulation in there, and you've got a whole bunch of different ways you can do. You've got a triangle, saw, you've got a whole bunch of things, and the waveform will change along with. So this is a square, got a triangle. It's wibbly wobbly. Let's just call it wibbly wobbly. So there's your LFO. You got your frequency, you know how much you want to go, how much your frequency. And I love that it changes and gives you a nice representation. So there is your modulation. At least turn it off and it won't have any effect or bypass it. Completely up to you how you want to do it. Let's talk about the second section here. This is our second reverb. So this will extend your original reverb sound. So it's an algorithmic reverb, pretty much like a normal kind of reverb. I think it's actually known as like a Schroeder reverb. I think that's the correct term for it. And it will diffuse the reflections that are already coming from our convolution reverb. So if we turn this up, give it some delay. Now, if I turn off all of this stuff over here, or just bypass the original convolution, you can hear. Maybe not. So you've got that secondary reverb, and what you can do is there has in here with this, you can choose wide or narrow, plus you can run, because so what's happening is the original convolution reverb is coming out and going through this, and you can decide how you want it to run in series or in parallel or one after. So let's try one after. And last but not least in the list, we have an EFX. So what is this? Well, let me show you what it does. Let's turn it up full blast so you can hear what it does. Give it all the way up. It needs to be turned on. And we'll just give it like a mid. It creates kind of like a chorus effect. So it's harmonics. So you're going to almost get that broken piano kind of sound. You've got 2 stages. Really, really nice stuff. All right, over here, pretty simple stuff over here. Got an EQ, so we turn that up. We got a low. And you've got a gain. So this is for the actual reverb, for all of it together. And you can change the frequency as well. So something like this you could probably run through the LFO because there are parameters open, okay? So do we have the main? We've got EFX. So these ones are the ones that are open to us over here. So there are parameters open, but you can hear that frequency change. And you can decide if you want it in mono, stereo, left, right, completely up to you. Yeah, so we can do a left. And overall, you have on the last section your output, so your overall level of what's coming out. Yeah, with the second reverb, you've got a delay here as well too. So this delay is actually before the second stage. So delay before the second stage. So basically what it's doing is, it says here, this parameter allows you to shift in time the reflections of the second stage from the main reverb signal source, depending on the mode. And you've got a low cut. Wow, that just changed a hell of a lot, didn't it? And we just changed the over here to obscure. Let's change it to like a airy. See what it does. It's pretty sensational, yeah, pretty beautiful stuff. So, and this is just a piano. So let's dive in and look at some presets. We'll do that with this project we have here. So I already have a project set up, ready to go now. And let's just play, let the piano do its thing and see what happens. Whoa. So I'm going to go through the presets just by using the left and right here. Let's go to the next one. I tell you what, Thomas Galane is going to love this app for piano. So can you hear this one has a modulator in it? Oh, you get the idea? Let's take a look at their presets and how they work. So we've got a no input mixer over there working as well. So you click up here to bring up your presets. Here they all are. A lovely selection of presets to start building from if you want to. You can favorite them, right? So we've got this one selected. So if I hit favorite, it's going to add it to my little favorites now. And if I go back, you can see you've got factory sounds, back, favorites, and you can export your presets and then import them in. If somebody else makes one, all you got to, if you want to make one and send it to somebody, you just export it, and it will create a little file like this. Hopefully I've got one here that I prepared earlier. There it is. So it creates this little file here, and you can send that to whoever you want. And then if somebody sends you one and you want to import it, here's how you do that. Let me show you how you do that. App. So you've got this little app button here, and you'll see up the top you've got files, and here's where you can import anything that's sent to you. So now if I go to our iCloud Drive, date, where are we? Downloads. And there is import, open, and it has been now imported into my little export factory section there. I can delete it if I want, rename it, all the usual stuff. Let's delete it, we don't need it. Favorites are here. You can create new groups, save, export, set. Whenever you choose if you choose a preset from here, say we go down here and pick this one, you must hit set to put it into action, right? But if you use these arrow buttons, you don't need to hit set. It'll just change to the next one. You can save your preset from here. The settings you have in here, let's show you those. You can play in the background when application's not inactive, disable screen auto lock, audio bus connection panel on the left, disable parameters pop up, which is this. You can't see it now, but earlier you would have seen a little section here pop up with the parameter as you're changing it. Let's undisable. And now you can see that number pop up in the top right hand corner. So you can disable that if you want. You've also got things like show only favorite presets in the audio host, disable from saving preset. You can change the hertz. Yeah, you can change from 44 to 48, 0.2 seconds to 4 seconds, the buffer if you're running a bit fucked. You've also got, you can assign MIDI controls here. Really easy, so you can add them to different sections. You've got the effects, second, space, tail, tone, mod, and you can learn and just, come over here to your main. Whatever you want to set, and just hit learn. The effects, turn a knob. Whoa, what happened? And you can do all that. You've got more MIDI controls here, so choosing which MIDI device you have connected. Bunch of stuff in here. So there's lots of MIDI connectivity and controls as well. And last but not least, you have a randomization. Potluck. Which is great for starting something new. Hit the random. Am I in the right one? Oh, I'm in a standalone. What am I doing? No wonder it's not changing. Random. There we go. Dickhead. Random. And if you need any help, you're a bit lost, guess what? Just hit the little question mark and guess here is all the instructions for you, each section broken down to what they all do. Hey, Semtex. If you're still in the chat, let me know. I know a lot of people have fucked off because they know everything about making music and don't need to learn anything. And I'm not playing your music, so why would you hang around? All right, let's open up a couple of other projects. We've heard the piano doing its thing. We're going to run it through some vocals and a couple of other things, then we'll get out of here. Listen to that. It's rad. So here's another one I made. Here's another one I made here. What is in this one? Oh, there's a bunch of things in this one. I'm going to choose Apollo strings. Let's hear what this does. So again, I've got this down to 60 BPM. So this is a piano motifs and a melody bud. Hey, Manny, let's take all of these sounds out of here and hear what this is doing by itself. Hi, Ed. So nice enough by itself, but let's add all these Stellarvoxes back in and hear where it goes. Just beautiful. What else is in here? There's a Stellar demo. There's a Euclidean one in here too, I think. And then we'll show you it on a guitar and some vocals, and then we'll get the fuck out of here for the day. I don't know what this one is. Did I finish making this one? I can't remember if I finished making this one. Pretty cool. So yeah, pretty amazing stuff, yeah? The sky's the limit with this thing. Plus, I mean, what we haven't done really is whack it through a whole bunch of reverbs, because that's where it really goes mad, because you can add more reverbs and pile them all into one reverb at the end. You can do that too. Let's quickly, I think I've got one more project I haven't opened up yet, and then we will close the fuck out of this show today. I think it was this one. Or did I already open this one? No, I already opened this one, but why not? Let's just put this one back through and show you what I mean before we get out of here. And choose this Apollo strings again. And we'll put a final track here at the end. And what we'll do is we'll send all of these tracks. So what we're going to do here is send these all to mix bus A. So these are all going to go to the one final track at the end there that I've just created. Yeah, like so. And now we'll put a receiving track here. So this will be received from bus A. So now everything will come into this final track here. We'll throw on another Stellarvox. We'll throw in a black hole. Why not? And then we'll throw in some icing on the cake and Altezza. And let's see where this goes. So we'll pick a, I don't know, what do we pick from down here? One down the bottom, the Collar Nebula. And we'll introduce these all individually, yeah? Let's go. All right. Rad stuff. Let's get out of here for the day. There you go. That is the amazing ambient reverberation space designer that is Stellarvox by Igor Vasiliev. Listen, it's still going. Hey, G-May and Lady Campion, what's going on? How much is it? It's $11.99. If you are a Patreon member here on the channel, I have copies to give away this week on the Patreon. Look for that on your Patreon messages. Thank you to Igor for supplying those as always. You rock, my friend. Look, it's still going. I have no power over it. It's got a mind of its own. Today's featured artist, my friends, is a really cool ambient sound design creator by the name of Hypnotic Transmissions. You may have heard him around the scene. He makes very dark ambient soundscapes and stuff like that. He's got a whole bunch of music out on Bandcamp. You see there's a pinned comment at the top of your chat. You can go check him out here. This is a demo he's just released called Subterranean. I thought it would be the perfect way to go out of today's show because it's a cool and very similar style to what we've been listening today. Pete Johns is up in about half an hour's time. Tomorrow we're taking a look at X-Vox. It is rad. If you're a vocalist, you're going to want to get this thing. It is madness. Do I have a little thing for it? I think I do. There you go. This is coming up tomorrow, X-Vox. The day after, we're taking a look at Riffler and Riffler Flow, the new presets and stuff, the duet update that's been added. And then at the end of the week, I'm doing a live theatre performance this week instead of an interview. So please come and join me. It's going to be like nothing you've ever seen on YouTube. So come along and see that, sponsored by DistroKid. Of course, let's go out with this. This is Subterranean by Hypnotic Transmissions. Enjoy the tunes. They are rad. And I'll see you later. Do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. And we'll all rise together. Hypnotic Transmissions. Boom.